everybody. Welcome to another episode of the GLP-1 Support Squad. I'm Kara Mars. I'm here with the amazing Chris Ferraro and Alyssa from Shore Holistic Nutrition and Wellness. It's been a while since we've been here because we were all traveling the world and busy. And winter is amongst us here in the Jersey East Coast region. I literally just got back from Guatemala yesterday. What do you think? My new outfit, right? And the earrings. Yes.
Never thought of you as a hippie, but you're wearing it well.
I'm totally a hippie now. I'm a hippie. I'm going to get Birkenstocks and everything. No, I'm not going to get Birkenstocks, but you know what I mean. No, there's so much poverty in Guatemala, like 78% of the country is poverty. And I just wanted to help the people. So we went to a chocolate making class and they had little stores around the area. And I went and I got these beautiful coffee mugs and I was like, oh, let me get this. I'm like, oh, let me get a 1XL, blah, blah. I went for my niece and blah, blah, blah. And I got it and I'm looking at it. So this is the 1XL, which fits, which is awesome, right? But it smells like mold or musk. I don't know how to clean this, right? Because it's got the wool inside here. So I don't know what I'm going to do to clean it. So I'm like, ooh, catching a buzz wearing this, but it's very warm. And then the other one was supposed to be the same size, is more like a large. And I'm like, I don't know, I can't give it to my niece because then she'd be embarrassed if it doesn't fit. So I was like, but then the tag, made in Mexico. Like, are you kidding me? They totally ripped me off, right?
Oh.
And the only reason is because the day before we had gone to this church where we give a whole bunch of money for the foundation and we saw extreme poverty. And my heart, and I met the girl that I sponsor and her mother, and my heart was just broken and just, so the daughter, the mother, she is 30. Her daughter is 13, and she has two older siblings. One is 19. So the mother's 30, the daughter's 19, and she has two grandkids. So she had to have that kid at 11.
Wow.
And she's like, I'm depressed. I can't get out of bed. And I'm like, I'm sure, I mean, I don't know for sure, but I'm sure there's rape, trauma, whatever for 11. And so I did a couple of rounds of tapping with her and tried to teach her how to do tapping and all of that. But she was just so depressed. And I was just like, and the girl was great. She's just like my niece, like an observer and whatnot. But she needs her braces done. And we could get her braces done for the original cost for $126 and then $25 a month. I'm like, I can pay for her braces because I don't, but I just felt so bad. So the next day when I'm shopping, normally if I go to New York and I'm like, no, I'm going to give you $5, right? I'm going to negotiate with them. And they're like, I'm like, okay, here's all my money, whatever. Thank you. Thank you for this. And I paid $35 for a little, hummingbird. I'm just and then I go to the next store and it was $1, and I was like, whatever. So, yeah, it's they, and you know what? And I don't even care. I don't even care that this is from Mexico. I don't even care that it's probably filling up my sinuses with mold, because I helped somebody, right? I helped somebody.
That's
so
cool.
Everyone, before you guys came on, we were talking about, I had gone to Costa Rica and Guatemala, and Alyssa went on a cruise, and we were talking about how the first week I did pretty good. I was doing my curb and my burn, and I was doing really good watching my eating, but then it was also my birthday. It was also the Super Bowl, and I was there with an Eagles fan, and, there was karaoke night, so I did have some sangrias and whatnot, but pretty much I was good. But then by the time I got to Guatemala, it was run, and I didn't even have time to do anything, and I just let the food go. I was like, whatever was put in front of me, I ate. And it wasn't always the healthiest choices, but it was delicious food, and lots of desserts and things like that. And I didn't do my collagen. I didn't do anything. And so now I'm home and I'm pissed off at myself. I'm like, what an asshole. You were doing so good. And now look at yourself. You totally screwed. Even my sweatpants are a little tight today. I put on my, that's bad, right? And And when I got on the plane going to Costa Rica, the seatbelt fit. I was so excited. I took a screenshot. I'm like, Chris, look. The seatbelt fit. And then on my way to Guatemala, the seatbelt fit. But coming back, I did Guatemala to Houston, Houston to Newark. I just asked for it. I was, I'm like, can I have the extender? Because I didn't want to like struggle to see if it was going to fit and then be bad. If it didn't fit, be mad at myself. I'm just like, I'm not even going to deal with it. But my ring was tight in Guatemala, but now it's falling off again. Oh, and I got it fixed. You know, if you can see it, I got a stone added and I got it shined up. It's beautiful. So I was saying too, so then Alyssa, tell them what you said, Alyssa.
No, I was saying how I'm so proud of myself on a cruise because if you've ever been on a cruise, it's like everything is revolved around eating. It's like you can literally eat 24 hours a day. And, I've talked about this before. I follow, like, my body is in a state of ketosis usually. So I didn't want to stress myself out. I wasn't going to be like checking my ketones or blood sugar while I was there, but I did still follow a keto style diet. So I really didn't eat like a lot of carbs. And I'm really proud of myself because I really stuck with it. And usually, like after the first day, I feel like bloated. I have all these like cute bathing suits I brought, and then I like want to wear a one piece or like a high waisted tankini because I just feel like gross and bloated. And I felt amazing. Like on day 7, I was confidently wearing my bikini and I felt like $1,000,000 because I did not eat sugar. But what we were talking about before was I went on the cruise with my mom and my 4-year-old child, and the two of them, they ate whatever they wanted. And we were sitting at dinner and they all got dessert, right? They got apple pie and ice cream and cheesecake. Like they got all the things. And normally, like, in my head, I have the thoughts like, oh, no, you don't want that. Oh, you want it. Oh, no, you don't want it, right? Like that. I always think of like the devil and the angel like sitting on your shoulder, right? And like, we were talking about how like, yeah, I'm not overweight, but I still get that in my head. Like I still have that in my head. But I did not even have that. And in general, like normally I would give in to the temptation. I'd be like, it was just it's just one time, whatever. But then I would feel like crap like later on or the next day because sugar is not my friend either. Sugar is really no one's friend, right? And wheat, white flour, right? All the stuff that they use. So anyway, so we were just saying how, just because I am, in a smaller body doesn't mean I don't have these same thoughts that run through my head where it's like, no, oh, just eat it. Like it's fine. You'll enjoy it. Right. But I didn't have that really much at all. But I just like I'm on this journey of like since after I had my child, like getting back to like feeling confident in myself and just like getting healthy and really shedding this inflammation. So I knew like I have done so good leading up to my vacation. And then usually I like sabotage that when I go away. And then like the next, month, I'm like trying to get back to where I was before. So I'm like when I'm trying to change a lifestyle, right? It's like these are habits that I'm building versus just like, oh, throwing everything by the wayside. And yeah, so I feel like I didn't stall my progress with my, fitness goals and things like that because I stayed on course. And yeah, I didn't feel like I was, not eating something that I wanted to eat. Like I felt good. I felt so confident in myself that I was like, I don't even need to eat that stuff. And I eat like a high fat diet. And I really do believe that the fat, like you don't crave the sugar so much when you are eating a lot of fat, because fat has a lot of vitamins and minerals, nutrients and stuff in it that a lot of times when you crave sugar, when you eat a high fat diet, you don't really have that craving anymore.
So yeah, so I said, but Alyssa, I think you're too skinny. Don't you think you're too skinny? Right? This is, someone who's never been, maybe second grade, I was the same size as Alyssa, right? So, and I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. So she goes, no, I've got muscle. So show your muscle. Show your muscle. This
I
is
was like,
amazing.
if someone wasn't eating enough, they wouldn't have muscle like this.
Right.
Hold on. Let me pull out my arm. So there's
that's amazing. Look at that. That's insane. That's insane. Look at that tan too. Oh my goodness.
I have to be eating enough to have muscle like that. So
to build muscle, right? You have to have enough.
And the collagen helps a lot too, right? So we all do this liquid biocell collagen that's amazing because the molecule is the same size and your body actually can utilize it, which is really good. So it's a different perspective because those of us coming from high numbers, or me coming from a high number, I look at Alyssa and I'm just like, shut up, right? Shut up, just shut up, right? But that's not true. That's not true because you still have the devil angel, the brain talk, the food chatter, right? You still have it. And you were able to compensate for that because if I was your size, I'm pretty sure I would succumb. I'm my size and I succumbed. So, so I was talking to Chris and I was like, Chris, I'm so pissed at myself because it's my birthday. There's a lot of things, but still, I can give every excuse. I've given every excuse since I was 5 years old. So I've already used that excuse, and I need new excuses because they've already been used. But I'm like, I don't have a kitchen right now. I was hoping to come home to a kitchen. I did a complete kitchen renovation, which is hopefully Wednesday, so in a week or so. So that put me on a damper. And then I was going to do the Prolon 5-day cleanse, and I can't find it because my entire kitchen's in my living room buried under boxes, so I couldn't find it. So I'm like, could I do a real fast? No, I can't do a real fast. So I was like, how do I get back into the groove? And it's so cold here, and I'm used to like 75 to 85 degree weather, and 70 at night, and I got here and it was 14 degrees, but we're not getting a foot of snow that we were supposed to get today. Thank goodness it went south. I was not coming home for that.
The only one sad about that, and the only person out there that's sad we're not getting the snow.
I know, but you were supposed to get it while I was gone. That was the only, you were allowed to have it while I was gone. Now no more. So Chris, like, all right, so let's say I'm your client and I come in and I'm like, Chris, I messed up. I don't even know. I'm such a loser. I'm never going to do this. Why do I do this to myself? How do I get back on track? Because I have the sugar in me, right? That's a 3-day detox off the top, right? To get the sugar out of your body, the bread, all of that stuff. And the bread was so good. Can't even tell you about the bread. But the good thing is in Costa Rica and Guatemala, you don't have the preservatives and stuff. So that's a bonus, but still. And the food we ate was fresh and grass-fed and all of that. So that was good too. But still, So
but also tapping on it, like just giving up, right? Like so many people are like, well, I already messed up. Like what's the point of like getting back? I'll just like be where I am, you know what I mean? Like just giving up and like not continuing on their, weight release journey, right? And not even that, like your health journey, right? It's like, what's the point? Like like when you eat that, when you eat the sugar, like I feel like I think it's the parasites, but like your brain just like I feel like more quick to just be like down on just down on yourself in general. Like in your head your thoughts are like, oh my god, like what's the point? Like I don't know, I just feel like when I eat sugar I get those negative thoughts so much more, right? Because also I think it's a frequency thing, right? Sugar is probably such a low frequency food that it negatively affects our frequency.
And I'll be doing good for the day. Like, I'm like, okay, today I'm going to do it. Today I'm going to do it. And then there's that one little thing that comes in and says, oh, you haven't eaten enough today. Just go ahead and order DoorDash, right? And then you order, I'm like, oh, I'll just get the, you just this, and it's like, what just happened, right? In that 2 minutes, your whole day changed, right? So I need to just get back to my goals and my this is what I want. This is truly, and I know this is the year it's going to happen, so we got to make it happen. So Chris, take it away. I'm your client.
Well, I wanted to say that I'm with you, Karen. I don't know why the beginning of the month I was, started eating sugar again or whatever, but by Super Bowl Sunday, that day, I felt depressed. I haven't been depressed in 25 years. It was so weird. It was so overwhelming. I was like, what is it? Am I sad? Is it grief? Is it this? Is it that? It's been so long and it felt so awful that it took me half a day to figure out what it was I was even feeling. And immediately I was like, I've got to pull myself back. I got to pull myself back. And so I started back at the gym the next day and got a new chiropractor. I did a bunch of self-care things. So by Valentine's Day, I had a bunch of things in place to take care of myself. So I understand this very, very much because often on a weight journey, it feels like you're rolling the boulder up the mountain. That's the shedding of the weight, and then you eat something and the boulder rolls all the way back down the mountain, and it could be 2 months of doing great and 3 days of not doing great or not following what we want to follow, and suddenly we feel like we're all the way back to square one. And that's a frustrating place to be. So let's do some tapping on it. Okay?
Let's do it.
All right, so side of the hand. Okay, so even though I backslid
Even though I backslid,
and I'm just feeling disgusted,
I'm just feeling disgusted.
I'm so pissed off at myself.
I'm so pissed off at myself.
Makes me feel like a loser.
Makes me feel like a loser.
So just right now,
For just right now,
facing these uncomfortable feelings
I'm releasing these uncomfortable feelings
so that I can clear the negativity
so I can clear the negativity
and get back on track.
and get back on track.
Even though I feel like I totally screwed myself,
Even though I totally feel like I screwed myself,
I have all the reasons in the world for why I did.
I have all the reasons in the world for why I did.
But for just right now, I'm being really honest with myself.
But for just right now, I'm being very honest with myself
Sometimes this journey is really hard.
that sometimes this journey is really hard.
And it's really easy to make mistakes.
And it's really easy to make mistakes.
And it's really easy to feel like I'm being flexible
And it's really easy to feel like I'm being flexible
and then lose my way.
and then lose my way.
But just right now,
For just right now,
I'm facing these uncomfortable feelings.
I'm facing these uncomfortable feelings.
Tapping on them
Tapping on them,
help me to get back on track.
helping me get back on track.
Even though I feel really discouraged,
Even though I feel really discouraged,
angry,
angry,
frustrated,
frustrated,
can't believe I'm back here.
can't believe I'm back here.
Just,
For just right now,
I am remembering
I am remembering
that no healing journey is a straight line.
that no healing journey is a straight line.
That beating up on myself has never made it better.
That beating up on myself has never made it better.
And I'd really like to forgive myself
And I'd really like to forgive myself
to come back into balance now.
and come back into balance now.
All right. I'm disgusted.
I'm disgusted.
I'm so pissed off at myself.
I'm so pissed off at myself.
I totally screwed myself.
I totally screwed myself.
I had a lot of stress.
I had a lot of stress.
I was out of my normal environment.
I was out of my normal environment.
And I just ate all of the things.
And I just ate all of the things.
Why do I do this to myself?
Why do I do this to myself?
It makes me want to give up.
It makes me want to give up.
What's the point?
What's the point?
Why bother?
Why bother?
If this is just going to make me feel like a 5-year-old on a diet again.
If this is just going to make me feel like a 5-year-old on a diet again.
It's really hard when there's tempting foods all around.
It's really hard when there's tempting foods all around
and everybody else is eating them.
and everybody else is eating them.
And how can I even explain
And how can I even explain?
the journey that I have been on?
The
Yeah. The, the big backsliding I did
big backsliding I did
was being really hard on myself,
was being really hard on myself,
calling myself a loser,
calling myself a loser,
telling myself I'm totally screwed,
telling myself I'm totally screwed,
feeling like I just need to give up,
feeling like I just need to give up,
feeling like I need to give up on this journey.
feel like I need to give up on this journey.
It's just too hard.
It's just too hard.
It's just too impossible.
It's just too impossible.
It's just too challenging.
It's just too challenging.
There's too much temptation everywhere.
There's too much temptation everywhere.
Why do I do this to myself?
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 I do this to myself because I'm human.
I do this to myself because I'm human.
I do this to myself because sometimes I just want to do what I want to do.
I do this to myself because sometimes I just want to do what I want to do.
Under the eyes. I do this to myself because I make mistakes.
I do this to myself because I make mistakes.
Everybody makes mistakes.
Everybody makes mistakes.
I do this to myself because when I feel overwhelmed and taxed,
I do this to myself because when I feel overwhelmed and taxed,
it's hard to stick to what I know is good.
it's hard to stick to what I know is good.
I really want to let go of beating up on myself.
I really want to let go of beating up on myself.
I'm not a loser.
I'm not a loser.
Someone who's doing the best that I can.
I'm someone who's doing the best that I can.
Center of the chest. I'm remembering all the reasons why I want to release weight.
I'm remembering all the reasons why I want to release weight.
I want to feel lighter in my body.
I want to feel lighter in my body.
I want to move with more ease.
I want to move with more ease.
I want to feel less physical pain.
I want to feel less physical pain.
I want to be able to travel more with ease.
I want to be able to travel more with ease.
I want to feel light in spirit.
I want to feel light in spirit.
Feel really proud of myself.
I want to feel really proud of myself.
I want to feel excited about life.
I want to feel excited about life.
And I want to learn to love all the parts of me.
And I want to learn to love all the parts of me.
If I can learn to love the parts that mess up,
I can learn to love the parts that mess up,
the parts of me that can get me back on track,
the parts of me that can get me back on track,
have a good chance.
have a good chance.
Those parts of me that get me back on track,
Those parts of me that get me back on track,
coming back into alignment now.
coming back into alignment now.
They know exactly what I need.
They know exactly what I need.
To be kind to myself.
To be kind to myself.
Remember why I'm doing this.
Remember why I'm doing this.
To get support when I need it.
To get support when I need it.
To get through the next few days of eating well.
To get through the next few days of eating well.
So that a new momentum is moving me forward.
So a new momentum is moving me forward.
Back in the direction of where I really want to go.
Back in the direction of where I want to go.
I'm choosing to forgive myself.
I'm choosing to forgive myself.
I did the best I could under the circumstances.
I did the best I could under the circumstances.
And I'm choosing to do better right now.
And I'm choosing to do better right now.
I deserve my compassion.
I deserve my compassion.
And I also deserve my own resiliency.
And I also deserve my own resiliency.
Getting back on track now.
Getting back on track now.
And everything is lining up to support me in it.
Everything is lining up to support me in it.
Okay, a couple deep breaths.
Oh,
Karen, how you feeling?
so much better. I'm ready to go to bed though. That's a hard workout. Whoosh. Whew.
All right,
Yeah,
so
that
we're
was
back
good.
on track. You and I are back on track,
We're
right?
back on track.
And next week we'll check in and see where we're both at after a week of being back.
Yeah, yeah, I needed that. I needed that big time. Alyssa, our hero, our heroine. Alyssa's our heroine.
Yeah.
Yes.
I hold on. I have to go, but
Yeah, we have to go. We have to go.
All
We have a
right.
quick meeting. We got to get Teddy to the groomer.
Okay. Big
All right.
love to everyone.
Good luck. Back on track. We got this. And we'll see you guys next week. Same bat channel, same bat time. And follow me on TikTok. Bye.